It's a big blow to Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan. His bail plea has been rejected by a Mumbai court. The court observed that Aryan's bail application is not maintainable and will have to spend the night in Arthur Road jail. Narcotics Control Bureau on its part has argued against Aryan's bail, saying that the offences are non-bailable. They've been doing so consistently. And presence of all accused, the Narcotics Control Bureau says, can't be coincidence. Well, the drug control body has further said that giving bail to the accused could lead to tampering of evidence because of their influential nature. Aryan's counsel Satish Manishende has defended him, saying that the offence is bailable and no drugs were found on Aryan Khan. He's also gone on to say that Aryan is from a reputed family, is not likely to abscond then, and has got no connections with the other accused in this case.
As of now, we have got an order of rejection of bail, so we will have to see the entire order. So the future course of action, right now the order is in favor of the agency. कारण तो अभी पता नहीं है. जज साहब ने क्लियरली बोला है कि रीजनिंग जो है वो जज साहब बाद में देंगे.
Divyesh is getting us more on that big story developing from Mumbai city. Divyesh, as far as the legal options before Aryan Khan is concerned, does he have any legal options, or does it really mean that from here on, 5 days starting today, he will undoubtedly be lodged in the Arthur Road jail where he is already?
Sneha, legal options, the legal remedy for Aryan Khan over here is to approach the NDPS court at the sessions. So this plea will be filed by Aryan's lawyer, Mr. Satish Manishende. Maybe tomorrow it will be filed, but it doesn't seem possible that it will be heard tomorrow. So whenever the court decides, once the court is moved for bail at the NDPS court, at the special NDPS court, then it will be decided on when it will be heard, and depending on that, till then Aryan Khan will have to remain in Arthur Road prison. Whatever the court decides, till then he'll be lodged at the Arthur Road prison, and meantime, he will have to follow all the rules as per the jail manual. He will have to, he's been lodged in a barrack. He's been kept separate from the other prisoners, from the other under trials, lodged at the Arthur Road prison, as there are COVID-19 norms which are being followed. So whenever a new under trial enters the prison, this particular group is kept separate, so that there's a particular quarantine period. They remain in quarantine over there, and after that they are kept in the common barracks. But as of now, they are kept in a separate barrack. That is what we know from our sources at the Arthur Road prison. He'll be lodged over there, and he'll be provided food from the jail mess. The food that is prepared for all the under trials, he'll have to follow that. He'll be woken up by every morning as per the jail manual rules at 6 a.m. Following which he'll be served his breakfast, and then he'll be provided time for to use the bathroom, and then he'll have to have his lunch early by 11:30. The lunch will happen. So he'll have to follow all the jail rules as per the jail manual. And as of now, Satish Manishinde hasn't commented on when he's going to move court, when he'll be moving the NDPS court, but it seems likely that he'll move court tomorrow itself. He'll file a bail plea at the sessions bench tomorrow itself. The Metropolitan Magistrate Court has, in the operative part, only said that the bail plea was not maintainable due to some sections applied on various accused. But Satish Manishinde kept arguing that no drugs were found on Aryan Khan.
Yes, but to no avail. Divyesh, be with us. We'll come back to you for more on that. India Today, meanwhile, has access inside details of Aryan Khan's jail stay. Superstar's son is going to be kept in barrack number 1 with 5 other accused, which is a special quarantine barrack on the first floor of the Arthur Road jail for 5 days, as they have been tested negative and have taken both doses of the vaccines, the COVID-19 vaccine. However, they will be tested again if they show any symptoms. Aryan Khan is not going to be receiving any special treatment in jail. Will be treated like other prisoners is what we are learning. He will not be allowed home-cooked food till the time the court orders. All right, shifting focus now, let's talk about disgruntled Navjot Singh Sidhu, who is back making headlines. Yet another shocker from Sidhu after battling it out with Captain Amrinder Singh. Now Sidhu is fighting a battle with the Chief Minister. Punjab Congress Chief Navjot Singh Sidhu has found a new foe in the Chief Minister. During a Congress protest against the Lakhimpur incident, Sidhu was seen visibly furious. He was caught on camera abusing Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi and doing so publicly. Angry with Channi's delayed arrival, Sidhu went on a rant against the newly appointed Chief Minister. He said that only if he was made the Chief Minister would there be any chances of the party in the 2022 Assembly elections in the state. And he also said that if Channi continues as the Chief Minister, it would be the reason for the Congress's downfall. The Akali Dal has meanwhile condemned Sidhu's behavior and said that he has been hurling anti-Dalit comments against the Chief Minister. Sidhu's decision, in fact, to join the Congress protest, in fact, is being viewed as a political compulsion for Sidhu in an attempt to outwit the rival camp in Punjab Congress led by Chief Minister Channi.
ਕਾਂਗਰਸ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਦੇ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁੱਖ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਪ੍ਰਤੀ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਇੱਜ਼ਤ ਹੈ ਕਿ 2 ਮਿੰਟ ਵੀ ਮੁੱਖ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਦੇ ਕਾਫਲੇ ਦਾ ਇੰਤਜ਼ਾਰ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਤਿਆਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ। ਹਾਲੇ ਵੀ ਨਵਜੋਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਦੇ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਈਰਖਾ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਦਲਿਤ ਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ ਸੀਐਮ ਕਿਉਂ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ। ਉਹ ਹਿੱਕ ਠੋਕ ਕੇ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਭਗਵੰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਦੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਸੀਐਮ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਫਿਰ ਦੇ। ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਲੋਕ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਸੇਧ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਇਹ ਹੁਣ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੀ ਜਨਤਾ ਤੈਅ ਕਰੇਗੀ। ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦਲਿਤ ਕਾਰਡ ਖੇਡਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਾਂਗਰਸ ਨੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ, ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਇਸ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ।
Well, at a time when Rahul and Priyanka Gandhi have been running pillar to post demanding justice for Lakhimpur victims, political strategist Prashant Kishore in a tweet took an indirect dig at the Gandhis. Kishore said that those looking to revive the GOP-led opposition based on the Lakhimpur violence are setting themselves up for disappointment. He's also gone on to say that there are no quick fix solutions to the deep-rooted problems and structural weakness of the GOP. Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel took to Twitter to hit back, saying that people looking for a national alternative based on poaching INC functionaries who can't win even their own seats are in for a big disappointment. Congress spokesperson Randeep Singh Surjewala has refused to comment on the remark made by Prashant Kishore.
प्रशांत किशोर ने कांग्रेस से उम्मीद जताई है कि जो विपक्षी पार्टियों को उम्मीद थी उस तरह से कांग्रेस पार्टी नाकामयाब रही है सभी विपक्षी पार्टियों को एकजुट करने में।
मैं किसी कंसल्टेंट की किसी टिप्पणी पर टिप्पणी नहीं करूंगा।
Well, it is now official. Tata Sons have won the bid to acquire debt-ridden Air India from the Government of India. Tata Sons' bid to acquire the national airline was 18,000 crore rupees, way higher than the government's reserve price of 12,906 crores. Tatas will be acquiring Air India with a debt of 15,300 crores and remaining 46,262 crore debt is going to be handled by a government subsidiary. Following the official announcement from the government, Ratan Tata took to social media saying, and I quote, "Welcome back Air India," unquote. The government has sold 100% stake of the state-owned national airline, including Air India's 100% shareholding in the Air India Express Limited and 50% in Air India's SATS Airport Services Private Limited. The acquisition marks the return of Air India to Tata fold after 68 long years. The Tata Group founded Air India as Tata Airlines in October 1932.
So the Tata Sons Private Limited, their SPV, Talis Private Limited, is the winning bidder at 18,000 crore. Talis Private Limited, which is basically Tata Sons SPV, has emerged as the successful bidder for the sale of equity shareholding of GOI in Air India, in AIXL, which is a subsidiary of Air India as a part of this transaction, and 50% of Air India in AISATS, which is another joint venture of Air India, along with management control. The airline will airlines will get the debt of 15,300 crore. Because that is the construct. You quote the debt you are going to take and the rest will be hived off.
Now, with the Tatas taking over the reins of Air India once again after 68 years, life has come full circle for one of India's largest business conglomerate. Let us take a look at the Maharaja's journey from 1932 under Tatas till today.
An air of nostalgia in India, Air India. In 1932, Air India, then known as Tata Air Services, took its first flight. This iconic first flight was piloted by none other than Jahangir Ratanji Dadabhai Tata himself. An aviator and businessman, he founded the airline with 2 lakh rupees. Sir Dorabji Tata, the then chairman of Tata Sons, gave this money to JRD rather reluctantly. But JRD did not disappoint. He held his passion venture close to his heart and transformed it into a full-fledged business, growing it from a night airmail service to a leading commercial carrier. Eventually, it got known as Air India and Air India International. 1946, the aviation division of Tata Sons was listed as Air India. 1948, Air India International took off with flights to Europe. The international service was amongst the first public-private partnerships in India. The government held 49% stake, the Tatas 25%, and the public owned the rest. In 1953, Air India was nationalized. It was only in 2001 that the NDA government first attempted to divest the airline, rather unsuccessfully. The privatization plans were shelved in the year 2004 as the UPA-1 government took over. It was only in 2017 Air India privatization plans received an approval from the centre after mounting debt of over 50,000 crore rupees for the national carrier. In the year 2018, despite an expression of interest of 76% stake sale in Air India, no bids were received for the financially ailing airline. It was only in 2020, the year of the COVID pandemic, that the government listed Air India again for divestment, offering 100% stake sale this time around. Tata Group was amongst the multiple entries that put an initial expression of interest, or EOI, to buy the Maharaja. And in 2021, Tata Sons won the final bid for acquiring Air India. A landmark moment in Indian economic history and the start of the end of nationalization of the airline. The crown jewel of aviation has returned home to the Tatas full circle. In New Delhi, Chaiti Narula, India Today.
All right, now with the Tatas taking over Air India, what really is going to change with a private company like the Tatas all set to take charge? Passengers should expect a sea change on this front with respect to amenities on the flight. Take a look at what could be expected.
Boarding an Air India flight, an experience millions of air passengers will be familiar with. Flying on India's national carrier, common on national and international travel plans. But with the Tatas all set to take over Air India, passengers will be wondering what's going to change. While much is still up in the air, let's try and answer the questions you, the passenger, have. For starters, will Air India, the brand, cease to exist? India Today hears that the Tata Group, partners in the Vistara and AirAsia airlines, could be looking at the possibility of bringing all its airline ventures, including Air India, under a single entity. A move that would remove complications involved in combining the organizational structures and reduce operational costs. Any hypothetical single Tata airline entity combining Air India, Vistara and AirAsia India would together have a 26% share of the domestic aviation market in India. Sizable, but still much lower than market leader Indigo that has a giant share of 57%. The next question, what about Air India's famously subpar interiors of its aircraft? Owing to Air India's terrible financial state for decades, some of the sad occasional hallmarks of Air India include poor upkeep of aircraft interiors. With a private company like the Tatas set to take charge, passengers should expect an immediate sea change on this front. Spruced up interiors on the lines of Vistara or AirAsia. Another complaint has been the lack of modern amenities common on other airlines. On Air India, passengers have long resigned themselves to old or non-existent seat facilities like entertainment consoles. With the Tatas taking charge, expect this to be a sure shot change, with charging points, entertainment consoles and other facilities on every seat. While Air India staff have strived to put on a more professional face for passengers, aloofness and indifference have frequently been complaints. With a private player now controlling the airline, passengers can expect more polite and empathetic cabin crew and ground staff. In addition to these, passengers should expect more robust ticketing, deals, and a much more efficient online experience. The takeover and conversion process will take months, but at the other end of the tunnel promises to be a cleaned-up Air India set on a trajectory towards financial viability, and a true competitor for passenger loyalty and love. The symbolism of the Maharaja's original Namaste will hopefully be back. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, the main accused in the Lakhimpur violence case, Ashish Mishra, has skipped the crime branch summon. He was to appear, in fact, at 10 a.m. this morning. He has been booked on murder charges in the FIR after his convoy mowed down farmers protesting against the farm laws on the 3rd of October. His father, Ajay Mishra, the Union Minister of State for Home Affairs, has rubbished reports of his son fleeing, saying that he is going to be coming in for questioning tomorrow. Ashish Mishra has denied any wrongdoing and has maintained that he wasn't present at the site of the incident. He's also said that his convoy came under attack by protesters and the driver lost control. Meanwhile, after facing flack from the Supreme Court, UP government has now put out a second notice outside Union Minister Ajay Mishra's house. Ashish is again summoned at 11 a.m. tomorrow at Crime Branch office. So far, two accused, Love Kush and Ashish Pandey, have been arrested by the police.
समन का नोटिस बिछा हुआ है, कहां पर है इस वक्त आशीष?
नहीं, ये अभी हम लोगों को भी जानकारी नहीं है। वो बनबीरपुर से फिर कहां गए हैं, क्या है, या बनबीरपुर में ही है, अभी ये हम लोगों को भी कंफर्म नहीं है। बार-बार हम लोगों का अभी 2 दिन से संपर्क नहीं हुआ है।
बार-बार कहा जा रहा है कि वो बाहर चले गए हैं, लखीमपुर खीरी से नेपाल की तरफ जा रहे हैं।
नहीं, ये जो भी कह रहा है वो तो मनगढ़ंत है। मन में आदमी अपने मन से कुछ भी कह सकता है, लेकिन ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि नेपाल या कहीं
था। पुलिस ने 10 बजे का वो एक्सपायर हो चुका है।
रात में दिया है तो आदमी कहाँ है, किस उसमें है, अब आएंगे, बिल्कुल आएंगे
लखीमपुर,
बिल्कुल आएंगे।
कब तक आने की उम्मीद है?
अब उम्मीद तो आज ही की है कि अब थोड़ा देर सवेर हो सकता है, बाकी आएंगे।
लेकिन हर हालत में पेश होंगे, वो
पेश होंगे।
कहाँ है? अरे कल मैं पेश होकर के अपना कहा, अभी तक हम जांच सब कुछ जांच एजेंसी के सामने।
अजय जी, सुप्रीम कोर्ट भी सवाल उठा रहा है। कैमरा पीछे कर लो यार,
अजय मिश्रा जी, विपक्ष बोल रहा है कि आप गृह राज्य मंत्री हैं, जांच नहीं हो पाएगी।
तो यही मांग रहा है, सब कुछ मांगता है विपक्ष के।
Lakhimpur Kheri incident, the police has summoned Ashish Mishra and has given a time and a date, but that time and date has now expired. It was set for today by 10 a.m. in the morning. Ashish was asked to report at the Reserve Police line along with all the evidences and whatever he has to say to record his statement, but the timeline has expired and we are here right now outside the house of Ajay Mishra. There is no happening at all. and what we have got to know that Ashish is not there. At the same time, the family members of the camp has said that they will be cooperating with the police, but with the summon and the notice which is being pasted outside the house of Ashish Mishra clearly gives a date, a time which is already expired. He's no more in the house, and it has been said that the police has no clue whether he will come or not and what happens further. It looks like this whole case is going to take more time as far as the action is concerned. So far, only 2 accused have been named and 3 other deceased were also made co-accused in the case. But the main question still remains, where is Ashish Mishra? In Lakhimpur Kheri with cameraman Harish Kandpal, Abhishek Mishra for India Today.
किसी भी कीमत पे जो भी दोषी होगा वो बख्शा नहीं जाएगा कि कोई पद या कोई प्रतिष्ठा या कोई अन्य दबाव किसी भी अपराध करने वाले के काम नहीं आएगा। मैं अभी किसी व्यक्ति का नाम जो जांच चल रही है उस जांच में हम कोई इंटरफियर नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन दोषी अगर कोई पाया जाएगा तो उसे कोई बचा नहीं पाएगा।
उनकी रजामंदी थी कि जैसे ही उनको इन्वेस्टिगेशन में बुलाया जाएगा वो आ जाएंगे, लेकिन जैसे ही नोटिस उनके घर गया तो वो अब गायब हो गए हैं।
सर अभी आप देखते रहिए, जो भी तथ्य सामने आएंगे कोई छोटा बड़ा नहीं है, जो भी दोषी होगा उसके खिलाफ कार्रवाई होगी और पूरा प्रकरण चूँकि माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय में आ गया है और वेट करिए जो भी डायरेक्शन माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय का होगा और जो भी जांच में तथ्य आएंगे निष्पक्ष विवेचना के आधार पर हम कार्रवाई करेंगे।
बर्खास्त क्यों नहीं कर रहे उस मंत्री को जिसकी गाड़ी लोगों के ऊपर चढ़ा दी गई? गाड़ी तो उन्हीं की थी ना, उनको बर्खास्त क्यों नहीं कर रहे? मौन क्यों है? बेटे को अरेस्ट क्यों नहीं किया जा रहा? भाजपा तो वहां सरकार में है ना, सत्ता में है ना।
तालियों के साथ योगी जी आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई। लखीमपुर का आरोपी आशीष मिश्रा वो नेपाल निकल चुका है। यहाँ 4 दिन तक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करता रहा, झूठ बोलता रहा कि हम उसका अपले में नहीं थे। अब तो खबर आई है कि आशीष मिश्रा उसका अपले में था आरोपी। यहाँ कोई किसी को रोन दे और प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करता रहे। समाजवादी लोग जब प्रदर्शन करने जाते हैं समाज को हक दिलाने के लिए, महंगाई बेरोजगारी के खिलाफ, तो उनको तो आप जेल में डाल देते हो, उनके घर पे बुलडोजर चला देते हो। इन अपराधियों के घर पे बुलडोजर क्यों नहीं? इसके मतलब उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर में तानाशाही चल रही है, लोकतंत्र की हत्या हो रही है।
सम्मन दिया गया, 10 बजे का समय दिया गया, वो फिर भी वहां पे नहीं पहुंचे। उससे स्पष्ट हो रहा है कि ये जो बार बार कहा जा रहा है इन्वेस्टिगेशन फ्री एंड फेयर होगी, इन्वेस्टिगेशन ना ही फ्री एंड फेयर होगी, ना ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी चाहती है इन्वेस्टिगेशन हो। जब किसान विरोधी मानसिकता हो तो इस तरीके की जो वारदात होती हैं, कहीं ना कहीं भारतीय जनता पार्टी उसको एंडोर्स कर रहा है।
भाई वो नहीं पहुंचा तो उसके पिताजी हैं। जैसे पुलिस करती थी कि अगर जिसके नाम दर्ज रिपोर्ट है वो नहीं पहुंच रहा तो उसके पिताजी को जाती थी ठाके। कोई बुजुर्ग होता था छोड़ देती थी, उसके पिताजी को जाकर थाने में बैठाओ, अपने आप आ जाएगा, 1 दिन में आ जाएगा, 2 दिन में आ जाएगा। या फिर पुलिस ये कहे कि हम आज के बाद में किसी को बैठाने के नहीं, रिश्तेदार को, उसके भाई को, उसके पिताजी हैं दिल्ली में रहे यहीं, उसको बैठाओ। हाँ उसके पिताजी को, हाँ उसके पिताजी हैं वे दिल्ली में ही है यहीं, उनको बैठाओ।